It's your boy Carcino here. Let's get to it. How many times have you? How many times you've ignored something until it became an even bigger issue? You know what I'm saying? An even bigger problem. A larger situation. How many times? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. How many? There's so much you have missed in life, in death. So much that you ignore until it's right there in front of you and you have to deal with it. But if you would have paid attention a long time ago, it might have serviced you better. That is the fact that we see things and ignore it. We'll just say, nah, that's pretty awful. Then when it happens to you, or you're confronted with something, how many times? See? I don't know how many times I can give you case and example. Tell people, hey, don't play with the police. It's not a game. Stop trying to go viral. Don't try to snap on the cops and do all this wild crap. And if you do, it's not going to go the way you think. Tried to warn her. Tried to warn people in general. Don't play with the police. Then you see stuff on the news all the time and I say, man, look at these clips. I show them clips all the time on all the news that goes by that they ignore. They don't pay any attention to it. Then, you get pulled over for speeding. You arguing that you're not speeding. You're not cooperating with the police. Next thing you know, you're face down on the concrete of the street because you ain't learning nothing while they're cuffing you. And now you got resisting arrest and 4 or 5 other charges. All because you decide not to listen, not to pay attention to anything. Goes in one ear and out the other. Now you're crying, begging for people to bail you out of jail. These are the learning tools that you have to deal with. Find out what's going on, follow the rules. What's the argument about? It's not going to change your situation. I know. Another thing, case in point. Kept seeing the commercial on TV saying, you need to do this, you have to check in, you got to do this report. If you don't, you're liable, you could be found liable for this much, that much. They never followed up on these piece of paper, never opened the mail. The mail kept coming in and said, you got to do this by this such and such date. They didn't follow suit. Next letter comes by saying you got to take care of it. It's a 10-day extension. You didn't do it then. Then they give you another 45 days, another 30 days. And then they send you out, give you another extension on your time. And you never do it. Then they said, well, we found you guilty. And now you got to pay all the fines. And you got to pay the penalties for being late. that's compiled. Now, these issues have been, showing and exposing themselves further and further each year. People don't listen. And if they don't listen, they end up in these situations. Now, people want to talk crazy. They want to do certain stupid things. Let them be them. That's them. You can't help people from being a fool. But listening, well, that's a requirement that very few of us follow. Until it's face to face with you. And you got to deal with it. They talk about food shortages. They start talking about hikes in gas prices. You ignore all of these things that you could be involved in trying to participate and stop, and you don't. You ignore it. It's somebody else's problem. Then you sit around and complain when gas is $7 a gallon. You freak out. Right? It's too high. Absolutely. So when you absolutely have to deal with these situations, you should have a understanding that this is the problem. This is what I got to deal with. This is now. Absolutely. Yeah, we get a troll every now and then that pop in and just want to start talking. Yeah, I had to talk to mom. But that's what I'm saying. We've all put stuff off or we ignore it, and then it becomes a bigger problem when it's faced with you. Dead smack in your face. Yeah, mom's getting ready to board the plane, so. I got my house back. Mom's going back home. I never had to worry about a lot of these things that most people are dealing with now today. Most people now in these days and time are not concerned about, they're not concerned about what's out there. They're not concerned. They just want tunnel vision. They don't want to be worried about what's going on the news, and they're not involved. They want to be blind. They don't want any responsibility. They want to deal with this, and once they're done dealing with it, then they move forward. Or they don't. But 9 times out of 10, this is what they deal with. This crap. Yeah, they had a clear sign and warning telling people, do not take Route 10, do not exceed like 35 miles per hour on Route 10. Route 10 is being worked on now due to the weather and the tear of the road. You can't drive that fast, it gets really slick. So you have to drive extremely slow on Route 10. They put the warnings up, they got the signs up, everything. Do not exceed. Pay attention. It was all in the papers. Don't go on Route 10 going more than 35 because the roads are really slick because of the weather and all the erosion. They made that turn really slick, so if you do more than 35, your car will fly damn near off the road. People didn't pay attention. Car 1, the sign is right there to tell you everything. They didn't care. Car 1, fly off the road. Car 2, fly off the road. Car 3, they had to cut off Route 10 because nobody was listening. So, all they can tell people is pay attention to things around you because it can end up having an effect on everything you do in life. Well, people have a warped sense of humor or a warped sense of reality. I will put it that way. They have a warped sense of reality of what's hip, what's not hip, the whole nine. Oh, I'm gonna handle it, trust me. The boy gonna handle his business, trust me. Adam 22 is a nasty mother sucker. That's my thoughts on Adam 22. No. AK is beyond worse. Now, I told you that's what they deal with, but that's a whole nother story. We'll go into that at another time. But you think those kind of guys ain't out there? These are weirdos. Him, Vlad, these are weirdos. He just don't care that people know he's a weirdo. Yeah, he's into that. It helped his business. That's all he cares about. They live in Van Nuys. They over there by where they make all these films. So yeah, the studio's over there. That's where Vlad's studio is, and that's why they all cool with each other. But I couldn't marry no chick like that. How you gonna marry a chick that's getting plowed out every week? A nasty weirdo. No, he's not swinging. He's just a weirdo. He's just, he's like what they call a cuckold or whatever. He likes to sit there and watch other guys plow his wife. You know, sick. But that's his psychosis. You know, he's got to deal with that. Yeah, it's a whole chain of these restaurants, man. Yeah, well, anyone can open up a McDonald's, or you just go get your certificate, you get your business license, and you don't even really need that to be an owner. But that's for a whole nother story, a whole nother time, everything, ASAP. Right, I don't want to smash a girl with another dude in the room. The only time like that's happened, like we were all in the same basement, like it was a big basement thing, and like he was on one side of the couch, I was on the other side. He was on one side with his girl, I was on the other side with my girl, and we was just smashing. We just got through playing like Nintendo 64 Blitz, NFL Blitz. We playing that. Chicks came back over after their girlfriends got cut out. They cut their girls off. Like, girl, I'm going back because I want to get up with him. I'm like, all right. I never forget it. My buddy made me get up. If he didn't give me gas money, dude, I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I just came back. Dude was begging me to bring him. It was like, dude, they got a friend for you. I'm like, don't care. Then I got over there, then I cared. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm smashing this. Yeah, okay, good call. But he paid for it, so I wouldn't have got up if it wasn't for dude. I ended up smashing that night. So thanks. Thanks for the gas, man. But that's like a basement. Like it was like a huge basement. So you're not like around each other. And the lights is out. He's on one side with his girl. I'm on another side with another girl. So that's the only time like you could say we were all in the same room. Other than that, nah. No, shoot. I remember I came in the room. My buddy's on the floor with one chick. I'm in the bathroom with mine. And then he come in the room with this other chick. So I'm like, well, we're on the college dorm. I'm in the bathroom. And shoot, that was crazy. That's about the only time other. He was like, dog, you can come on in the room. I'm like, no. We're in this bathroom. And that's that. I'm gonna be in no room with no naked dude. Like, what the hell is this dude thinking this is? Now, college dorm, that's what you do on the dorms. Nah, he was in there with his chick that he met from the party. It was a party, so that's what you do. You get up to get down. Yeah, see, I don't have those situations. Yeah, I know of those situations that happen. Like, dude got weird and wicked in here. Yeah, man, it was one dude, man, I had my suspicions about. I'm like, you can't tell me something weird wasn't going on up in there. That's what I was saying. I was like, no, something weird was going on up in there. ASAP. Dude, they had something real weird going on, man. I was like, why in the hell? Like, even with the chick, I'm like, whoa, what is going on up in here? Because I'm like, I can't deal with no chick that messed around with dude. That's just how it was. I'm like, I can't deal with nobody that deal with dude like that. And then on top of everything, to make it even more clearer, like what the situation was, it got crazy. Like, it got mad crazy. Like, I'm just like, these two been around each other a lot. Now, they all got kids and everything, you know, like, they got chicks. So I'm just like, but they activity amongst each other was weird. It's just real weird for my liking. You know, it's just like, I don't know if I'm cool with this vibe, but they kept that between them. And then they both tag teamed this chick, and it was just weird, the whole process. And I'm just like, that's weird. That whole process was weird. Oh man, I never forget it, man. This one chick was like crazy too. She was nuts. Man, y'all done brought back memory lane. Cause I'd never forget. She knew this other girl liked me. But like, we weren't dating or anything. The other girl just liked me, so she was just hanging out over there. And that was the first time she was like falling all in my lap, laughing and playing on a play fight and wrestle. And I'm like, what's wrong with this girl today? Like what is going on with you today? You just got weird. You made the other girl get up and leave. She was like, I'm getting up and leaving. Those two are getting really close. She was like, I felt uncomfortable, so she's like, I just left. And I was like, I didn't say anything to this girl. Like, I knew that girl liked me, the one that got up and left. She was doing that to like this my territory. It was some inner women stuff going on that I ain't had. I'm just like, what the hell is this going on? She just fighting all of a sudden, and then when the girl left, she stopped. And I'm just like, what is your point? Like, what is you trying to do here? I don't get it. Weird, boy. Weird behavior. Yeah, it was so almost on some Jalen Green type stuff, but just weirder. Like, they wasn't like humping on each other and doing stuff like that. They was just weird acting. Like, it was just weirdo behavior between those two. And the dude was always kind of like off. Like, even when he had a girlfriend, it just was like weird. And I was like, dude, like, you know, anybody start asking you questions about your private parts and all this, I'm just like, dudes don't ask other dudes, like, hey man, how's your penis doing? I'm like, dude, we don't talk like that. You know, like, men don't, I ain't never had that type of discussion with another man. And I'm just like, that's weird. You know, I'm just like, we don't go around flicking each other in the balls. And I'm like, we don't be doing stuff like that. Y'all just got a whole different friendship, and y'all keep that friendship between you two. Just don't have that with me. Like, he thought I wanted his girl one time. I was like, oh, you can have her. She ain't really my girl. We used to date and mess around, but you could date her if you want. He didn't mean that, and I was like, all right, cool. All right, sit over here. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take her. I'm like, I don't want this chick, but I'm gonna do it just to mess with him because he's trying to piss me off. He gonna tell me you gonna want her. Her family got money. I'm like, the like, her family got money, so you can, yeah, you know, she got money. I'm like, well, I care about her money. I'm like, man. But next thing you know, it was funny as hell because she was going for it. I'm like, man, you the finest girl I've seen in here. Where did you come from? She just like, all her head was so blown. And my boy is dying laughing because he know I don't mean any of this. I'm just messing with him. And I was like, hey, she took the hat on my head, put it on her head. She's, oh, nothing. Like, your friend is this. I'm like, you're not really with this guy, is she? She's like, no, we kind of damn heaps. I was like, good. I can't have you going away and settling for a guy like this. You need to be with the winners. He was pissed off. Man, it was funny. Oh, man, he was like, dude, this dude finna hate your guts now. I was like, I told him, I kept thinking, hey, man, thank you for introducing me, girl. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, he was salty as hell over there. And I could have took her. She gave me her number and everything. Like, here, call me. And she was all happy. Man, that was so funny, man. I did not even want that chick. And I was like, I'm not going to call her, dog. This is just for fun. But this is hilarious how easy this is. I was like, no, he wanted to play. He the one setting up like, hey, you could have her, you could take her, you know, her family got money. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I was like, what does he think? I need her money or something? Like, what the hell's wrong with this dude? It's like, this dude's a complete weirdo. And then he would go up to my boy and say some crazy stuff. And they've been knowing each other even longer. He's just like, man, I never liked that guy. He's like, I know them. And he's like, I've been knowing them longer than you. And I was like, I don't like that guy. And I was like, I never hung out with this dude like that. This dude is like a super weirdo. But what happened is his family had money. And they bought him everything, you know. So anytime he wanted something, they just buy it. So he had no friends. Nobody would hang around this dude. So I didn't even notice about him because we didn't meet him until he was grown and into the world already. So, you know, the dad and mom both would spoil him and buy him everything. You know, divorced parents, so he's getting double the gifts. And parents had money, so they just kept buying him stuff. So he just didn't have any way of communicating with people. Like, he's very awkward with friends. He was basically, you know, in the house, and if he did go out, it would to be to a friend's party. And then all of a sudden, that's it. It's all over. So it was crazy during that time, like extremely crazy. Right, I don't be around him. I'm just seeing him in the environment that we're in. But this dude, he just thinks everybody wants money, or I guess because people was hanging out with him because they was basically paid to. Like, time we were like, he had like no friends. They got bribed to show up to the party. Straight up. He said, I'd have done you dirty that night. If you'd have came up to me and said what he said, you would have got it put in that situation. He put himself in that situation. But yeah, they used to have to bribe people to show up to his party, man. It was bad for him. He was a bad, like, suburban rich kid. Just didn't know how to deal with people, but he was A goddamn weirdo. A goddamn weirdo. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna holler at you.